You are now listening to the Divorce Diaries podcast with your host. Well, that's a secret. No names, ages, or any other identifying characteristics will be used as we protect the young and innocent. You'll be taken on a journey as one man considers getting a divorce or remaining married. The Divorce Diaries daily entries chronicle the decision-making processes in real time as they unfold day by day. He hopes to add a bit of clarity to his sometimes muddled mess of a marriage. Cheating, overspending, sex, sadness, and betrayal are the characteristics of this marriage. Is he making the right choice? Welcome to the Divorce Diaries. Entire seasons are released on Patreon weeks before anywhere else at Divorce Diaries Podcast Patreon page. Link below in description. Now for today's episode.
I think we're settling into the divorce, the new way of life, the new way of moving, the new everything. I today went with my daughter to pick up the key bowl that we made from my new place, and all the events of today were just kind of crazy, but any sort of family connection that I have is only really with her at this point. Accepting this new way of being with my wife it's weird. I guess I didn't really understand before just how committed to her and us I was. Because there was literally nothing that would have gotten me to turn my back, as it were, sort of, on my wife. But now I just, I really don't, love her. I don't. I care about what might happen to her, but I don't care to step in. I don't care to influence. I don't care to prospect. I don't care to give her advice. I don't care to even consider if she's about to make a mistake or not. I just don't care. I don't care. I don't have ill feelings, but I don't care about what happens to her. It's just like I'm sitting here in this parking lot waiting for my friend to show up. So he and I can have some wings. He says the wings are good at this place, and I'm just kind of looking for really nice ways to punctuate my days at this point. I'm trying to work really hard. I'm trying to stay really diligent. I'm trying to record a lot, post a lot, and hopefully launch another business venture soon by myself, relying only on myself. And I believe I'll have the best chance of succeeding that way and or failing without having anything or anyone else to blame. But he and I are going to meet and have some wings at this place, and I'm really looking forward to that, I guess, new way of living my life. My life used to be, okay, I've got to coordinate with my wife so we can try to figure out what we're feeding the kids or having for dinner, and then I'm going to try to spend some time with them, and then sneak some time with her and watch a show or two, and before we go to bed, and we get up and we get in the rat race again. And every day I'm just trying to look for that lovely time I could spend with my wife, the fun time we could have together. Hopefully it would be fun. And we would just sort of figure everything out together. And we would be looking for the same things. And I think she was too. Just she wanted whatever little bit of time she had to herself or with me to be good. And I didn't make that easy for her all the time. And she also didn't make that easy for me all the time because, let's be honest, I want to intimately connect with my wife as often as possible. And, connecting with me, she's a little, whatever. The sex drive is different in men and women. She gets her intimacy from talking. I get my intimacy from intimacy. But this new way, us talking, not talking, man, I just don't care. Every time I think of her, I get, I feel a bit of stress. Every time. I'm just like, oh shit, how's this conversation gonna go? Uh-oh, what's she gonna say now? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It's always an uh-oh feeling. It's always an uh-oh feeling. And, it feels good not to care about her anymore. Not in any great way, but it just feels good not to care about her anymore, because me not caring about her, it removes the level of investment that I have. And when you're not invested, like when you don't own stock in Tesla, when you don't own stock in that company, you really don't care if the stock price goes up or the stock price goes down. You just really don't care. Which is funny. It's amazing. I just saw my friend's truck. He just pulled up. So I guess I'll see him soon. This recording won't be that long, but I've come to that realization, which has kind of been a cool one. I mean, I just don't care about her. I don't own that stock anymore. I'm not invested in my wife. I'm not invested in her. So I don't have an investment in what happens to her future. I don't have an investment in with our family being so disjointed. I've now accepted that I can only control certain things with my children. My wife and I weren't even on the same page. My wife and I weren't even on the same page while we were actually living in the same place. So we're definitely not on the same page now that we're divorcing. We are just, I know we're not even going to really be able to co-parent. I'm just going to not make any waves or make anything worse, just so that there's communication between us. When she's going to take the kids out of state, she says something to me about it. When someone lacerates or breaks a bone, she's going to tell me about it. But no matter what, we're going to at least talk. And that will be a cool thing. That'll be a good thing. But I'm not invested in her. I'm not invested in us being co-parents. I'm not invested in us being good or decent to each other. Really, I have no investment in this woman anymore. And I mean, 'cause she was really clear with her stuff. I mean, and she has been clear. If anyone's listened to, first off, those horrible posts that I put up when I was just bitching and complaining and blaming and crying and sad and hurt, and which, if any of that stuff's up, it'll be on Patreon, but it's not, those are not public podcasts at all. No one needs to hear that except men that I hope understand that they might be in a darker place than they understand. And if they can hear me and say, oh shit, I sound exactly like that, maybe they can pull themselves out by getting themselves some professional help, like I had to and have to continue doing. Yeah, that's what fixing yourself and being on the journey to making things better is all I'm focused on now. And I just don't have any room in my life to worry about my wife and what she thinks. I mean, what good is that going to do me? Honestly, what good is investing more time in my wife as we near divorce? Like, what is that going to do for either of us? Acceptance is a radical thing. I thought I was a very accepting guy. Oh yeah, I accept my wife, but I looked at it differently. I guess I looked at it more like, I'll accept her spending and I'll just save more. I'll accept her this or that and I'll just adjust this way. But I didn't really accept her because now I feel I am finally accepting her. And it's like, oh shit. I'm accepting her so much where I'm like, yeah, you're not good for me. I accept you for who you are to the point where I understand now you're not good for me. So, wow. Yeah, I can very easily not talk to you. No, right now with me, there are no good morning. I've replied to her because I do appreciate her reaching out. Good morning, how are you? It's like, it's really cool to have somebody out there that thinks that, but I don't have any desire to reach out to her and say good morning. Because I don't want your morning to be bad. You're not on my radar really like that. And I go to my phone and I pick it up and I want to text her. And a lot of times I'll even write out the text. Then I'll back it out. I'll write out something, I'll back it out. Now I'm getting to the point where I kind of reach for the phone, but it doesn't even come out. But I'm going to be honest here. I mean, I still love her to death. And it's almost like I have to train myself not to be invested in her. It's not just a clean thing like, man, fuck her. I'm not invested in her anymore. Nope. That's not how I feel. I'm just like, oh shit. I need to be careful. You can't invest. You guys are about to divorce. You can't invest in her. How she spends her money, that's her money. You're not invested in that. You don't even have the hopes that you guys will put money aside for the kids and pay for their school together. Nope, there's none of that. You guys are not together. Accept it. You never really have been. You never have really been on the same team of things. That's it. Keep your phone in your pocket, because why would you want to reach out to this person at all? All right, friend just text me. He's ready to have some wings. So let's go do that.
Wow. That was the Divorce Diaries podcast. The Daily Saga will continue tomorrow. The full season's episodes are on Patreon now. Subscribe for early access. Click the Patreon link in the description. Hopefully, these entries help our anonymous recorder as a form of his own personal therapy. That's his hope and his intention. Will these recordings of life's curveballs lead this family to the best resolution in the end? We'll keep listening. New episodes are released daily on all podcast players, but all episodes are available on Patreon at Divorce Diaries Podcast Patreon page. Until next time.